All right, YouTube, it's me. That's right, your favorite YouTuber and vlogger, David Harry. Right, what it is, I'm doing a test here for something that I'm hoping is going to be an absolute winner and become a classic. What it is, I was out doing some prelims yesterday with a bunch of Rode mics with this Galaxy Flip 4 thing here. And what happened was, as I was doing it, because I was running into all this stuff with having to use multiple cables, like to plug in the Lavalier Go, you know, as I was walking around, I had the idea and thought, well, do you know what? I'll just put an analog to digital converter on the end of the cable instead, and then, you know, just kind of splice two things together, and then just waz that straight into the phone. Now, I mentioned that yesterday on one of my prelims, which should be up on the channel now. But then when I got in, I thought, hold on a minute, why should I be fooling around doing it to a Rode mic when there's actually a much better microphone to be doing this with? And that would be one of those mics that I do using the Primo capsules. So what I'm doing right now is testing to see what this is all like. So this isn't actually the final modification, but what I've got here is one of my Primo Lavs, and it's obviously TRRS on the end, so I've got it going TRRS to TRRS. Then that TRRS cable is then plugged into a Samsung USB-C to 3.5 adapter, which has got TRRS on, blah, blah, all that stuff. But the modification would literally be taken out all of the joins in the cable. So literally the end of the Primo Lav here would just have a USB-C socket on, which goes straight into the phone. So no fooling around, you know, with interconnectors and all that type of stuff. Now, the only problem is, because I'm such a big useless tool, I didn't work out whether this was one of the Lavs with the 172 or the 272 in it. Now, technically, they're not like hugely, like massively different from one another. I think in the direct comparisons that I've been trying with it recently, I think maybe the 272 might be a bit louder on the output or something. But nonetheless, yeah, I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of them that I've got on right now. Anyway, the only problem that I can foresee here is because I don't know what like the sensitivity input is like for this adapter. So once I've kind of chopped all the bits off and then like spliced and soldered cables and stuff, it would be exactly the same as what it is now. However, the Primo capsules are mega loud. Well, the sensitive and the loud. I really don't think that sensitivity and loudness actually are components which, like, you know, have to go hand in hand. Sometimes you can have something that's not that sensitive, but it has a loud output. But this is sensitive and loud. So the thing what I've got to test for here is to see as to whether or not I've kind of like blown it to bits with like the loudness of my voice. Won't be the capsule, it'll be just the sensitivity on the input. Now, what I'm going to do before I carry on talking is cut away to a test that I did just before I come into the park, where I was going by a load of traffic and stuff. However, I realised after doing it, I'd shot it in 60 frames a second, but apparently the phone doesn't do 4K 60 with the stabilizer on. So this is 4K 30 with the stabilizer on. This clip now is 60, but it's going to be played at 30, but no stabilizer. Okay, so just a little something then to test for, like, you know, me by traffic and stuff like that. Now what it is, the traffic is just kind of paused at the lights there, so I should be sound. I mean, I'm dead sound me anyway, like, but I should be sound right now as well. Anyway, traffic starting to come by here right now, so we should get an idea of, like, you know, how I'm being picked up. I mean, I'm literally only about 10 feet away from that busy dual carriageway there. So that was a bit of traffic just coming that way, closest to me. Now I'll just carry on talking a little bit longer here because there will be traffic going over the other side. So that'll give us an idea about kind of like traffic a bit further away, and as to whether or not, you know, my dialogue's still going to be good with this. Because obviously the one problem that you've got with these Primo capsules is that they really do pick up everything. But obviously, because I'm like like closest to it out of all the sound sources that are around. It's definitely going to be picking me up more, but am I still okay over whatever noises there's been going on here then? Okay, so hopefully that thing there by the road is going to give me some idea as to, like, you know, what the differences were going to be like between the level of my voice and the traffic and stuff and all the rest of it. And one thing I haven't made clear either so far is this: the lavalier is concealed, so it's somewhere there on my solar plexus. Right, so lavalier under the t-shirt, blah blah blah. Now, the other things that's worth making a note of here, I'm not going to go into the picture stuff, that's irrelevant for this particular test because this is audio only. However, with the audio, what it is, I've gone into the manual settings because even when the phone receives a signal that's already been digitized before it goes in, so it's already gone through an ADC, whether that be off a sound card or one of these little, like, you know, adapter cables or whatnot, it would appear to still be applying some form of gain structure to it after that point. Not too sure why it's doing that. So what it is right now, I am on the lowest level internally, which is -12. Now, the only thing is with that, I don't know if -12 is actually -12 at the preamp or at the ADC there, or whether or not that's something that's done digitally in post with the phone and stuff like that, or not post, but, you know, after the conversion. In which case, whether you higher up or lower it or whatever at that point, it won't make any difference. But nonetheless, this is at -12 right now. So what I'm going to do is just go through to 0 and then +12. So right now, -12. Oh yeah, I'll do a little bit of silence while I'm on -12 as well right now. And this is now what the phone calls 0. Again, I have not got a clue what type of gain structure this is, whether it's a true gain structure or some kind of, like, you know, after the conversion digital type malarkey or whatnot. Anyways, but nonetheless, this is 0 right now. So again, what I'm going to do is do a little bit of silence and let's hear what happens in the background with the silence. And this is now +12, but I'm not going to hang around on this one just in case it is blowing its head off. However, if it is a kind of like digitally altered thing after the ADC, then it's not going to matter anyway. It'll all be the same, just re-leveled by the phone itself. But nonetheless, here's a bit of silence. Okay, so what I've done here then is a real botch job. I've took the lav off and I've kind of used the tape that I was using for my chest, and I've taped it to the top of the pistol grip here. Now the thing is, fortunately, it's not that breezy, so I think I can get away with this right now without the foamy thing on it. So what I'm doing here is obviously testing to see what this is going to be like in this position. And the reason why I'll do this is because I've recently been doing a whole bunch of things with these like little like Sarin nano mics, and I've been using variations on the Primos for cardioid and Omni with them, and they're absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, they're being used for traditional analog output and input systems, you know, for phones and GoPros and stuff like that. Unfortunately, because my main channel's been getting like a fair bit of attention recently from resellers and manufacturers, and I've been getting like quite a lot of stuff sent. I'm actually really behind on a lot of these review videos I'm supposed to be doing. It's meant that I've not done so much on this channel, which is doing me head in, because I love doing the stuff on this channel, because this is the kind of thing I'm dead into. But this stuff does not work on my main channel. People don't want to know this stuff, and the kind of people that watch this stuff on this channel are kind of those people who do want to watch this type of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, I've been doing a ton of stuff with the Primos, with like these small bodied mics and all the rest of it. But the reason for trying this like this right now is because if this works, and I'm fairly sure it definitely will, what I will then do is make a variant of one of these little small nano mics with the Primos, both cardioid and Omni, but I'll do it so that they terminate onto the USB-C port and they can go straight into the phones and stuff. Now I'll just walk a little bit as I'm doing this as well. What it is, I didn't want to walk too fast or anything, because my body movement will create a bit of a, like, you know, bit of a wind thing, and I just don't want to kind of like, you know, disturb the mic too much, but I need to just walk and talk because I'm just used to doing that. Anyway, so yeah, if this works really well, I'm quite sure it will. I also plan on doing the same thing for the iPhones. What it is, I've just decided I'm definitely getting the iPhone 14 Pro Max or whatever it is, the big iPhone that's coming out. So what I'm going to do with that is do the same things. Test these variants of, like, you know, Primo Lavs but not with USB-C on the end, but with lightning, because I can get all of these cables which do the same thing as this cable does, but it does it with lightning for iPhone. So I'm going to do that, try out obviously this thing to do with like the Lavs, and then this thing I'm doing right now with the small mic on top, which has just got a short cable, boom, straight into the lightning port on the iPhone. And if that works well on the 14, it's going to work on any iPhone basically, because they've all got lightning on, which is a bit of a drawback actually, because they should really be they should have moved on to USB-C or Thunderbolt by now, Apple. Anyways, less of that, Dave. That's not for this video. Okay, so anyway, if anyone's caught this vid, let us know what you think of this. And what I'll do, as soon it's gone a bit breezy now, this might be getting disturbed. As soon as I get a bit more time away from all this stuff I'm doing on my main channel, I'll definitely lay into some more of these prelims and show some how-tos and build guides and stuff for some of the Primo stuff that I've been doing with the small mics and that. Anywho, I've got to get off and get back and do a product video for my main channel. I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.